What's our issue? For today's video, with a full KOMMO team. I'll be using 6 KOMMO in this video. Meta code, this is for you. I'll be having 6 different movesets for each KOMMO, and I'm going to be incorporating all the abilities this line actually gets. So overcoat, bulletproof, and soundproof. Now it actually gets a couple of signature moves too, which it's pretty interesting. They've never really done this for lots of Pokemon, so I don't know even why they gave KOMMO some of its signature moves. I guess as a pseudo-legendary, maybe that was the reason. I'm not sure. Anyway, we got 2 battles today with this team, and I'll be using these 6 KOMMOs, and there's a pretty dang good Pokemon KOMMO. The only thing about it is 4 times weak to Fairy, and it's a little bit weak to Ice and Dragon as well. Now, the first Pokemon we got here is going to be Ditto. I'm trying to remember the last 6 Pokemon team I did. I think it was like a month or 2 ago. Now, Ditto is going to transform into KOMMO as well, and this first set is going to be my Giga Impact, Attract, Focus Punch, and Hyper Beam set. I've got the item as Bright Powder, and I've got this is actually a pretty funny set. So I've got Bright Powder as the item, ability is going to be Soundproof, Max Attack, and Max Special Attack. So I went for the Focus Punch, but you wouldn't read about it. The Ditto's seen all the moves that I had, and then they could swap their Gengar in, knowing that Gengar couldn't be hit by any of my other moves. So we're going to swap this one out, and we're going to go into another. I tried to give these fun move sets as well as incorporating some of KOMMO's, all of KOMMO's signature moves. So Gengar's going to go for a Psychic here, maybe a little bit afraid that I'd, bulletproof. I've got a Clangorous Soul, which is one of its signature moves, which is a very, very good move. Drain Punch, Breaking Swipe, and Noble Roar. This is probably one of my favorite sets on this team. It's extremely bulky. Also, you don't get to see Noble Roar very much, so I thought I could incorporate on this set. The ability is going to be Overcoat, which is very nice against hail and weather and stuff like that. I've got Max Health, and I've got Max Special Defense, and I've got Bold Nature. So I made this thing, Impish Nature. I made this thing like really, really tanky. KOMMO's got, when you look at its stats, it's a pseudo-legendary Pokemon, right? So it's got very, very good stats all around. So after even one Clangorous Soul, it's extremely bulky. So I'm going to give this Gengar the old 1-2 there with Noble Roar, and I'm going to drop its attack and special attack. So as you can see, look how much damage Psychic is doing now compared to before. Like that's like I don't know, like a 15 hit KO. So go for the Breaking Swipe there on the Gengar. I don't have any attack EVs. That's the only reason Gengar managed to live that. I can simply go for another one here. Gengar's going to go for another Psychic, and KOMMO's going to take that very well. So you could definitely, if you didn't want to run a bulky set, you could run a sweeping set, and it's very, very strong. So that's going to be the end of the Gengar. There still is a Ditto too, so I had to watch out for Ditto, because if I had a couple of sets that I set myself up on really high with stats, Ditto could come in and, actually copy that. So in comes Wobbuffet. It's wearing its lipstick today, and Rocky Helmet and Counter at the same time. It's going to be the end of my KOMMO, which is unfortunate, but I knew that as soon as Wobbuffet came in, I couldn't really do much there. That's all I got though. I got rid of Gengar, and I did some pretty good damage to Wobbuffet. We're going to bring in the shiny KOMMO. I thought I'd put one on this team. It's got an interesting shiny. Question of the day, do you like the KOMMO evolution line, or any of these Pokemon? Do you like them? What do you think of it? Do you think it's a good Pokemon? Do you like it? Do you like a shiny? Tell me all about it. I'd like to know. So Wobbuffet is going to go for a Safeguard there. That was a safe play because they didn't know what I was going to use. Now, what I'm going to do here is go for a Belly Drum, then a Sub. I don't want to get Encore or something weird like that. They expected a physical move, I guess. Now the Wobbuffet is going to be swapping up. This set was absolute trash, but after a Belly Drum, it seemed to hit pretty hard. So Ditto's going to swap in, but Ditto's Imposter is not going to activate because there is a substitute on the field. I've got Normal Gem Tackle at +6. Like, you watch this, right? I believe that Ditto had Silver Powder, right? I had to have Silver Powder to live that. Like, watch this, right? Gallade comes in. You watch this. I went for Tackle again. Now, remember, I don't have a normal gem. Like, watch this. Gallade takes it worse than Ditto. What is going on? So Ditto must have had that item for sure. Gallade's going to get taken out by a Tackle only on Period Shadow. I mean, the video deserves a like right after that. So that's the end of Gallade. I'm not sure if this is a theme team either. If you can pick up on a theme team or a nickname, let me know in the comment section too. Next Pokemon, of course, is the Wobbuffet. I'm going to go for a Tackle. We're going to see if we get this Tackle KOMMO sweep. So I knew I'd get hit by the Rocky Helmet. I knew that I could take like another round of it. I can go for Scale Shot as well. The thing about Scale Shot, it's good, but you can miss with it too, and sometimes it can only land 2 times. Well, so go for Scale Shot here, and that's going to be the end of the Wobbuffet too. So that's the end of our Wobbuffet. I also want to use Tackle on this because I thought it'd be pretty fun to use like I looked up the 2 weakest moves that KOMMO could get, and I was like, okay, it's got Tackle and Scale Shot. I'll go ahead and use them, right? Next Pokemon is going to be Obstacle. It's like, okay, what's it going to use? It's going to go for an Obstruct. I had a little feeling it might go for. I was like, okay, fair enough. I've still got, you know, +5 in attack. Now, Obstagoon is a lot bulkier than, like, Gallade and Ditto, so I was like, well, I could go for Scale Shot here, but I don't think it's going to take it out. I need to hit it probably, like, 4 times or something like that. Tackle does a tremendous amount of damage, but it turned out to be a counter set, so I guess I would have been better off going for Scale Shot there, but maybe I could have missed it. I only hit twice. You never know. That's going to be the end of my third KOMMO. We're going to bring in the first one. I probably should have nicknamed these, you know, so I knew what, I know what moveset's what. Like, I actually kept in the moveset so I could tell which one's what. So Obsidian's going to go for a low kick, and here comes another low kick. That's like a flinching set. That's mean. Go for the Giga Impact. It's going to miss on Obsidian. Obsidian actually misses the low kick, and then I miss the Giga Impact. Like, come on. So we got lots of misses here. Now the Obsidian is going to go for a Shadow Claw. The item Bright Powder kept kicking in on this KOMMO, which is pretty interesting. So this set is all about getting that attract going, and then you can go for Focus Punch, Giga Impact, or Hyper Beam, and sometimes you got a slim chance of a move missing or sliding by thanks to Bright Powder. So Obsidian's going to be swapping out, and Ditto is going to be coming in. Now, I just went for the Focus Punch here. Now, the thing about that is since they did swap, I went for Focus Punch, so I tightened my focus that turn, and now it's going to obviously, you know, be activated on this same turn here, and KOMMO is definitely going to fake that. It's only got a little bit of health left too. So that is the end of our Ditto problem. Now, another thing too, with that Ditto, I was a little bit worried if I did, let's say I took the Obstagoon out with 4 or 5 Scale Shots. Well, that Ditto could have come in there, copied all the stats, and swept the rest of my team. So that's why I wasn't too worried about actually losing it. In comes Gardevoir, like Fairy-type Pokemon are very, very bad against this team. Sorry, they're very, very good. My team's very bad. Never mind, I said that at all. Anyway, the Gardevoir, like, legitimately could probably take this out with a Draining Kiss, like a Disarming Voice. Like 6 Disarming Voices will be enough. So anyway, we got Dynamax Gardevoir. I knew that it was going to happen here. Now, one of my Pokemon on my team actually has a pretty cool item for this, but more on that a little bit later. Now, Obstagoon really can't do a lot. It has, like, low kick, obstruct, and counter, so I don't see that as, well, too much for a problem. Now, Gardevoir is going to get outspeed here because I'm going to go for Endure. This is my favorite set on this team. It's pretty cool. So we've got Endeavor, Endure, Counter, and Reversal as well. Sort of, we've got like a Rocky Helmet on there too. You could probably opt that out for Focus Sash if you wanted to get the full Counter or Reversal up. I decided to go for Rocky Helmet because you could get the Endure and then go for Endeavor, you know, and with the Endure combination, and then they hit you again with a contact new move, they can fake them too. So a pretty fun set, and you've also got the full powered reversal at the same time. I've got Max Speed, Jolly Nature, and Max Attack. So a pretty cool set. Obviously, the ability had to be Overcoat there because Weather would wreck it on 1 health, and it actually worked very, very well out of all the battles that I did. So that's going to be the end of the KOMMO there. Unfortunately, Gardevoir wasn't Dynamax, so the Endeavor, you know, didn't do the normal amount of damage it would have done to a non-Dynamax Pokemon. That's still alright. So we're going to go into our next KOMMO here. Now, this is the Poison Jab one. Yes, this is the Iron Defense Body Press Poison Jab Focus Miss set. Bulletproof as the ability. I've got Max Health, and I've also got Max Special Defense. This was a calm-natured KOMMO as well. So I've made use of Overcoat, Bulletproof, and Soundproof. Like, all of them had, you know, I want to use all the abilities, like, at least once, you know. So Gardevoir's going to go for a Max Minus Helmet, which is surprising. Like, maybe it doesn't have a Fairy-type move. So anyway, I take that very, very well, which is fine. KOMMO's extremely tanky. So now the next Max Minus Helmet will hit me very, very hard. I need to do some damage here. So I've got Max Ooze, but this set here is a really, really bulky set, so I don't have like max attack, you know. It's still got an alright attack stat, but it's not going to be doing as much, and Max Ooze isn't really working well for me in Dynamax, because, you know, it's boosting this special attack. So Gardevoir's now out of Dynamax. It's popped a Dazzling Gleam. I'm like, I would have been absolutely, like, destroyed if I didn't have the Rosalie Berry. So Rosalie Berry powers down those super effective Fairy-type moves. That's why, I mean, when you have this team, you virtually had to have at least one with that move. So Gardevoir would have actually been better off going for a max Mindstorm there, or whatever psychic move it was, but, you know, they weren't to know that I had a Rosalie Berry there hidden on my Kommo. So that's the end of the Gardevoir. Last Pokemon is the Obscurant. We've seen this already. This is pretty funny. So Obscurant is going to go for a Struck. I was like, okay, let's go for a Max Knuckle. You know, it's still going to do some good damage, right? It is 4 times. And unfortunately here for poor Obscurant, it's even going to go through the Obstruct and, you know, take out the Obstagoon there. And that's the end of the battle, people. Hope you enjoyed the very first battle with the KOMMO team. Now, I didn't get to use all 6, but the other one, obviously, I'll be using in the second battle here. And thank you for the battle, Sydney, as well. So next battle here, this is against Scarlet. This was obviously a team as well. And this was pretty interesting because there was a lot of counters going here. So this is a really funny first turn. So Aurorus was the first Pokemon. Like, man, this could be rough. Like, I seen the team preview. I'm like, I'm either going to wreck this team or I'm going to get wrecked, right? So the hail is falling here. I was like, okay, I've got Focus Punch. Do I go? I can't really do anything but Focus Punch. I don't really want to swap because I'm sure it's got an Ice type move. So I went for Focus Punch, like, whatever. I'm gonna write this off. Icicle Sphere misses and Focus Punch goes through. The Bright Powder Kommo actually worked there, and Aurorus gets a punch square in the face and one shot. That was a brutal first turn. That was the best luck I ever got with this entire this team. Like, just that turn 1 there. That was the best luck I ever had with this Kommo set. Next Pokemon is Necramp. I mean, if you were Arctivish, I reckon you'd probably have a pretty bad neck cramp being upside down and stuff like that. That would be, I don't know, I want them to do, like, when they do a remake of Sword and Shield, I'll probably be like 69 years of age there. They put all the fossils together into this one, massive fossil. That'd be crazy. It probably won't ever happen, but it'd be like the ultimate mix-up of all the fossils. So unfortunately, Blizzard is going to wreck me out, and this is a really big problem because this is going to be outspeeding my entire team. So I was like, okay, well, I'll go for Endure here. I got to try and stall this hail out a little bit. So here comes the Blizzard here. Now, Blizzard can't miss or anything either. And just in the off chance that I might be able to outspeed, I just went for Endure and then Endeavor. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter if I go for Endeavor or Reversal. Both moves are going to do a lot of damage. However, I'm still going to get outsped there because they are of the Arctivish's ability. So I'm thinking, what can I do now? I could Dynamax to be able to live this attack. That is a possibility. So how about we give that possibility a go? So we're going to go to KOMMO number 2. This is the Clanging Scale Hyper Voice. Oh, well, you didn't get to see this last time. This was this is probably one of the best sets out of my team. We had Clanging Scales, his signature move. We had Hyper Voice, Flamethrower, and Flash Cannon. I've got Max Speed and Max Special Attack, Timid Nature, and Bulletproof is the ability, and Throat Spray. So when you use Clanging Scales, you instantly get a Throat Spray. It's already a very powerful move as well. But yeah, it's really interesting why they gave KOMMO Clanging Scales and Clangorous Soul. I don't know why they did. Anyway, actually, he added his own Z move as well. That's, I guess that it's a pseudo poke, like pseudo legendary. I guess that was the reason. I can't think of anything else. So anyway, I got some good damage here on the neck cramp. I'm trying to get rid of the neck cramp, I'm giving it a couple of max strikes on the side, but it's not working, so I'm probably going to need to give it another one. So max strike is going to drop the speed. Now, I did have the option of actually using Max Flare, but I didn't want to use Max Flare too early because I don't want that sun to actually run out. I was like, well, I can probably get away with living one more attack, then go for Max Flare on the last one and, try and get rid of the hail. Because this team was like, if you can see, this team was based around hail. So living out a next attack, not very well, but I'm still going to be leaving it and firing off that Max Strike there. So I can go for the Max Flare this turn, and the hail actually, when I was looking at the turns of the hail, it was actually going to end this turn too, so it was pretty nice. And sorry, it was going to end this turn because I can outspeed the Arctivish and use Max Flare. But I needed 2 Max Strikes actually to get, to outspeed it very fast with his ability. So that is going to be the end of the neck cramp. I really, real talk, I hate it when you get a neck cramp, right? You need, sometimes I get them when I'm sitting at my computer for a long time. But I don't know, does anyone know, a really good computer chair? Like a really good one. Like a real comfy one. Because normally I sit in my chair for 3-4 hours. It's pretty good. But after that while, I'm wanting to get out because it's I'm uncomfortable and stuff like that. So I don't know. If anyone knows of a really amazing, chair that you could sit in all day and not have, I mean, within reason, right? Something like that. Let me know in the comment section. Anyway, next Pokemon is What the Hail, and I'm going to go for a Clanging Scales here, and that drops Tyrantrum in one shot. This is no joke, this set. So that's going to be the end of Tyrantrum. Now I'm going to get Throat Spray on top of that too. So that's going to, further boost its special attack, which is already really good. Like, it's a very, very good Pokemon. Next Pokemon is I Need Tissues. All right, well, let me tell you about tissues, right? Has anyone ever used, speaking of tissues or toilet paper, has anyone had the pleasure to use one-ply toilet paper? Like, if you had to use it, basically you grab it and it disintegrates in your hand. It's so bad. Anyway, it happened to me once, and I wasn't too happy because I grabbed it like, man, there's only a little bit left to grab the last little bit on the roll. I know we were talking about tissues, but toilet paper's not like a far cry from the topic. Anyway, so you grab it right and it just disintegrates in your hand. Like, what am I going to do with this? I can't do anything. Anyway, back to the battle there. It's gonna need a lot of tissues, that Dynamax Pokemon. So go for Flamethrower. Excellent damage in the sun too. So for a big boost. Unfortunately, our Arctofish is going to be able to live that just to the pure bulk of Dynamax. And of course, it's going to be able to set the Hail up against. Like, oh, here we go again. I got to deal with another freaking Blizzard or Ice move, or I don't know what the heck this is going to have. So that's the end of KOMMO number 3. I was hoping not to see it in a Hail again. So my next Pokemon to swap in here is going to be KOMMO number 4. I really need to nickname these. This was the Drain Punch set. So you're probably like, oh, you could go Drain Punch. I was like, nah, that's not going to faint. I've got no attack EVs at all. The smarter play here would probably be to go for Noble Roar and drop its stats a little bit, because I know I'm going to have to deal with this Pokemon afterwards. So I was thinking about this for a bit, let's go for Noble Roar. Let's go ahead and go for that and see what happens. So we got a max health, so this might be physical set too. I wasn't really sure, and I managed to live. The only reason I lived there because this has very, very good bulk about it with the EV spread. It's got natural bulk too, KOMMO. Apart from its 4 times weakness to Fairy, it's a very, very very good Pokemon. It really, really is. So wait for the Noble Roar. They're dropping the stats of the of my opponent's Pokemon. Now obviously that's going to be the end of the fourth KOMMO. I was like, which is it, the 4th or 5th? The 4th one. So that's the end of that. So I've still got 2 more left, and there's still 3 other Pokemon to deal with. I also thought this would be good to stall out their turns of Hail too. So we're going to bring in KOMMO number 5 here, staying alive. Now this is the last turn of Arctovish's, Dragon Wishes, Fossils, Hail there. So I've got the Iron Defense Body Press. I always get the fossils mixed up. I don't know why. I guess it's because they're all mismatched, You can't blame me. There's all different body parts smushed onto one other. So this is got a good defense stat already. However, it's going to be swapping out. So okay, that gives me a free turn there. I guess that was helpful due to Noble Roar. So here comes Dinosaur. And Dinosaur is going to take the full blast of a Body Press. And that's how the dinosaurs were extinct, by another dinosaur. So I'm going to take some Hail damage here because I don't have the Overcoat ability, and in comes the Arctozolt again. So it's going to be going for whatever attacking move. This time it's not going to have a attack or special attack drop. So I'm like, what I'm going to do here, I'm going to go into this the shiny one that was the Troll set, and I want to see what move it's going to use, then I'll bring it back in. Let's see what happens. So it's going to use Ice Field Crash. I'm like, okay, this is going to hurt. This is really going to hurt. I wonder if I can live. And I lived it really, really badly. Super, super badly. Now the Hail is going to stop. So I timed that swap in with the Hail ending too. I sort of just cut that bit out. So I've got my option here. I've got Scale Shot and I've got Tackle. I'm like, I have to use Tackle. This is a prime opportunity. It's like, no, I'm not going to use that. I'm going to go for the Scale Shot. I'm going to boost my speed and then go for the Tackle the next turn. Because I was thinking about the future, So there's one more Pokemon left. And you wouldn't read about it what the last Pokemon is, right? The last Pokemon that my 6 KOMMO are going to verse is another KOMMO, and it's called Y-KOMMO, as in the Y-Com. Very nice. So I went for the Tackle. I couldn't help myself. People were egging me on to use it. I was like, people, do I use Scale Shot or Tackle that? Use Tackle of normal gem. Look at the result. So here comes the Flash Cannon, and that is the end of my 6 KOMMO. So I've got 1 more left. I could have gone for Scale Shot there, and it could have completely missed. I would have needed a lot of Scale Shots to finish this off. It might have even had Weakness Policy too. So I've got Body Press, Poison Jab, a Focus Miss. I'm thinking, well, with the stats in this, I'm going to go for the Body Press. So we've got a Drake or Meteor. Oh no. I do have max special defense, so I might leave it. Look at that beast. It lived the Draco meter. That was very, very impressive stuff right there. So now we're going to go for the body press on the opposing Kommo. It wasn't nearly enough to take it out. I needed a couple more boosts there. And of course, just to add a little bit of salt to the wound, not only is it an opposing Kommo, it's going to have another Draco or a Meteor hitting me on like 2 health. And that's the end of the battle. Hope you enjoyed the full KOMMO team. A really excellent Pokemon and a fun Pokemon to use. Lots of different move options. I'll catch you tomorrow for another video. Peace out.